Doku. Oh, what a... Why does he turn up against us? Fucking idiots! Absolute idiots! Bloody idiots! Where's the bloody midfield again? It's another fucking midfielder, isn't it? It's Phil fucking Foden! Why? Why are we letting midfielders run again? Absolute fucking idiots! Their first attack and they score. We get away with it. Doku's through, we get away with it. And then we're not marking a fucking midfielder. Absolute idiots. More fucking holes than a fishnet condom. Idiots. I'm so fucking fed up with it. I know what's going to happen. Watch Foden. There he is in the midfield. Bruno again. Bruno again. Lost him. Completely fucking lost him again. It's Bruno again. He's fucking idiot. That midfield's wide open like a hippo's yawn. It's Bruno again. He's done it again.
Man, that's too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Oh.
Too easy. Fucking too easy, man. It's too easy, man.
God.
Fuck off, man. Seriously. I'm done, man. Fuck this team, man. Fuck everyone. Fuck you lot, mate. Yeah. Fucking...
Oh, keeper's got to be fucking quicker than that. Oh, he's slower than a bag of cement. Now, it's literally the two problems, isn't it? Man United treating fans like a fucking baby treats Pampers. Shit! It's just the same mistakes that cost us the game. We're literally going to lose this game because we haven't got a midfielder or a fucking goalkeeper. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it, eh? Who would have thought the 2 weak spots might cost us the fucking game? It's a smash and grab. It's a smash and grab by City. Morons! Why? Why? He's slower than a bloody dead squirrel here. Watch it. Watch this. Hey, that keeper is fucking dog shit.
I feel like Bruno's had enough. He's probably like, yo, if I'm not playing in the 10, I'm just not...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You can't be offside in your own half. You can't be offside in your own half.
Should be 3-0 that.
It's a wrap.
It's game over.
It's a wrap.
Fuck.
You can't be offside in your own half. It's a absolute trumpet.
That's not Amorim's fault.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing. That's all I've got to say. Man City aren't even that good.
You deserve everything you get in Ruben!
If it gigs it to the end of the season.
I'm sorry, but watching United pain is just a very beautiful thing. A very, very beautiful thing. Watching Goldbridge say, City aren't even that good. City aren't even good. Because that's all I've heard, by the way. On Never a Foul, on all the channels I went on last night, straight away the narrative was City weren't even that good. I got told by one United fan, this one was good, that that they were in it and that they could have got something out of the game. I said, hold on, how could you have got something out of that game? And they said, well, the first 15 minutes, we looked all right. If we could have got in to half time at 0-0, I said, hold on, stop. You said the first 15 minutes you were good. We then scored, right? So how have you gone from minute 15 to getting to half time at 0-0, right? You conceded a fucking goal, right? However, at 0-0, listen, we've seen the derby last year. We were, sorry, at 1-0 at half time. We saw the derby last year, we were 1-0 up. Even if you see Brighton, previous game, we were 1-0 up, right? So even at 1-0 up, if you would have scored, I could see how you could say Oh, we could have got something out of that game. But 1-0 up, you conceded another. And then at 2-0 up, you conceded another. So at what point did they think they were going to get anything out of it? I mean, their end emptied in the 75th minute when the fire alarm went off, right? So how are we all?
Buzzing. Good.
People in the chat, is City scary yet? Because it seems to change. 1 week was scary, next week not so. 1 week was scary, next week not so. And then that was the next thing I had. So I made it clear at the start of every single podcast, and this is where this is nice. I am now in what I call my echo chamber. It's a place for City fans and where we can gaslight ourselves. We can. Do you know what? We can actually talk about how good we were. But straight away, I started all the shows saying, listen, let me be clear. I'm not saying we're going to the Emirates and getting 3 points next week. I'm not saying Rodri's back to his best. I'm not saying Foden's back to his best. What I am saying is we fucking beat Man United 3-0, right? We sent them back to the fucking swamp where they can dwell for another 6 months in self-pity. Rodri looks good. Foden looked good. Haaland looks unreal. And we look better. Yeah, that's it. Straight away. Oh, see, you're getting carried away. Well, at what point have I got carried away?
I'll get carried away, mate.
Oh, please do well. Listen, if you've seen the title, firstly, anyone wondering why there's donuts behind Haaland, because I expect this to be a complete fucking Erling Haaland glaze fest, right? We can glaze Haaland as much as we fucking like, because you know what? If you ask someone to step up and they step up, and secondly, if you want to be negative right now, if being a positive City fan isn't for you, if you don't like happy clappers, then do you know what? I appreciate you supporting the channel. Tomorrow morning, Alan will be on, right? But for tonight, we're gonna be happy clappers. Simon, you need to smile a bit more. I know you're tired, but we won.
No, I'm very happy about the win. I'm just a bit confused about. I don't think I'm maybe agreeing in everything you said about if you think we were that good. I didn't think we were that good. I think was
but that's what I
more
said.
than
That's what I said.
And you said Rodri was good as well, which
Yeah,
I didn't
no.
think he was.
I think Rodri was good. Do I think Rodri was back to his best? Nowhere near. But do I think that ultimately? Do I think that Rodri in the last 2 games has? It's been very clear that he is an improvement at City, right? When he's there,
Oh, yeah.
the speed we were moving the ball at. Can someone tell me? Have you seen many triangles at City in the last year or so? Right? Not really. Because yesterday I saw Rodri, Reijnders and Foden playing triangles all over the gaff, right? And look, I agree. Rodri misplaced a few passes, right? But we're saying Rodri's poor based on how good Rodri is, right? You take Rodri out of that team yesterday, we would not have played as well.
No, I agree upon that. He makes other players better around him and make players comfortable and safe, so to say. But I only think he was decent, and that's because I probably judge him on what I know he can be. I just don't want to. I think in the Brighton game, I think it was a lot better. But yesterday against United, he had less on the ball actions, and I think that showed. I think he gassed.
He gassed early. I'd agree with that. He gassed. I think also they were. I think United. So, Martin, you picked up on the O'Reilly target him. Yeah, first half. I think United, they were pressing O'Reilly, definitely. They were pressing Donarumma, which we will definitely talk on Donarumma. And I do think they probably... Look, I think if you are a team, and it's a bit of a dark side of football, maybe, some might say, but if you are a team and you're playing Manchester City right now, you are telling players, press the shit out of Rodri, right? Because he's not fully at match fitness yet. And it is shit, but you know what? Like, they won't be saying go out and foul Rodri, but they will be saying stay fucking tight to Rodri because Rodri is not match fit yet. Like, and I think they were. But that's what impressed me, that even though they were pressing us quite a lot, I think the way that we were trying to... And this is the thing, remember, I always use the analogy of a lorry, that when a lorry breaks, it takes like lorry drivers don't like braking because they then have to work back through the gears. And we're going to have to work back through the gears. So we can't expect to be seeing prime Rodri, especially when he's in a midfield, by the way, with like he's playing alongside Foden, whose first game back, Rodri's second or third game back, and also Reijnders. I don't think they've really ever played with him. The way they were linking up, I was quite happy with it because it was like, you know what, there's signs there. There's signs of some players that can actually play together.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I understand where people think we didn't play well in the first 10, 15 minutes. But I always say a game is 95 minutes, not 15. I actually thought the way we set up was very impressive. And I think because it was so different, people are they don't know what to make of it. They don't know what to make of it. And I think the way we set, for me, you talked about the triangles. I think we were setting traps all over the field yesterday. And you could see that we were setting traps for United to make errors into. And if you look, the amount of times we were pressing and forcing United out with the ball just on the touchline to win throw-ins. Things, the simple things that many don't pick up on. And you think, oh, that's just general football. But it was forced errors by us. We were forcing United into these errors for all the time. Now, I understand because Sheshko, whatever he is, because Jesus, I didn't even think he was a footballer yesterday. That was proved it when I watched him. I mean, seriously, he had that snapshot early on, which Donarumma got down to. Other than that, I mean, here's the thing. I thought United did a lot what we've been accused of in the past. Having the ball, but not doing anything with it. Now, for me, you can have the ball all day long, but what are you doing with it? They weren't really doing anything. They were passing forwards. Everything was down in Bremo, said that, because I looked at the right-hand side, I saw Bernardo, saw Khusanov, thought that's defensively sound, that right-hand side. The left-hand side was less defensively sound because you had Doku and O'Reilly. And that was where Bremo was picking everything up from. But no, I don't think we did play bad. I really don't. I don't think it was as bad as people. And I've heard all the narrative yesterday and today of it's more United were bad than City were good.
Nah.
I think because we played so different, that's why it looks like we played bad. I'm not sure we are going to go back to the free-flowing football people are wanting, because I don't think we've got that squad right now to do that.
But is that when you say the free-flowing football that people want, what are you meaning? Because what do people want at this point?
Well, I'm going to go on of what I've seen today of, well, we only had 45% possession. We did.
Hold on.
Like that.
Right. Perfect. So that confuses me straight away, right? What do people want? Do people want possession, the fucking boring possession football? And by the way, that's not me calling it boring. That's what everyone has been calling it, boring possession football, sideways passing, right? Where you get to say at the end of the game, we had 70% possession, right? Do you want that? Or do you want exciting football, right? People need to make up their mind, right? Because they really fucking do. People need to make up their mind.
We're not going to get a perfect world. We're not going to get a perfect world.
Literally, it doesn't work. You can't play heavy metal football while also wanting to... Bro, you can't do both. We have never done... This is just... Bro, honestly, anyone that's saying that I don't even know.
We gave up chances. Well, it's professional football. You are going to give up chances.
Yeah, you can't shut a team out for 90 minutes, can you? It doesn't happen often.
That's just the way it is.
Yesterday wasn't City play bad. We just played different. It's one of the first times I think Pep's got the tactics bob on for a long time. Yes, we played games and won and blown teams away with our ability, but what won us the game yesterday was purely tactical. Like my mind said, it was setting traps. Particularly one that I noticed was being quite high up in the south stand was Donarumma on goal kicks. He was stood next to Diaz, and I think that was just purely to make sure that whoever was marking Diaz was just there and he wasn't spread out at fullbacks, just to make the gaps massive. And then the amount of balls that were pinged into Haaland's feet or even to Doku, and even Bernardo Silva was winning headers. So yesterday we were direct. And it was a stat, Tommy put out a post there and replied to him talking about that. What won us the game yesterday was we had seven through balls that were seven successful through balls that just bypassed the whole thing and got us on a counter attack. That's something we don't usually do. We don't usually counter attack that often. You counter attack by proxy because you the way that
we basically played as the away team.
We play as the away team, and that possession stat is bullshit, by the way. Because given you go to 65 minutes, we was probably in the 60% position anyway. We just surrendered the game towards the end. We ended up with five defenders at the end of the game, and they got 6 shots towards the end of the match.
Actually came on and went 5-4-1.
Yeah, just 5. And that was it. 5. That was it.
But sorry, did you just do that a second ago?
Yeah, just
yeah.
Because I didn't think we played great, but I totally understand the point that Pulby is making. That was a lot of how we set up tactically, and I agree upon that. I think Pep did whatever needed to win the game, and did accommodate Donarumma and so on. But let's say we play like that again against Arsenal. Do you think we'll have as much success in playing like that? Because for me, we won't.
No, we get beat.
They are much bigger.
We get beat.
Yeah.
Exactly, because that's about being physical and winning the second balls and all that. And we will only be allowed to play like that if they are going to come on the front foot, which they rarely do against us. So for me, I'm thinking about how can we use that game as a measurement of where we are as a team. And even though I loved the win, I really did, but I didn't think that we played great. I think we have so far still to go.
I agree. That's my thing. Like, I'm not, and this is what I said at the start. I'm not here saying, right, based on yesterday's performance, I can now say, yes, we're challenging for the league, right? It's not what I'm saying at all, right? What I've said is that, firstly, beat Man United. And I'm going to be happy. And on the Monday, I'm definitely going to be happy about that. My go-to is not going to be straight away, oh, well, let's be negative, right? That's because at the moment, it just seems to be a bit like in life. When we get to that place, it's like naturally we just keep trying to focus on the negative stuff. And at the moment, like I have to say, like I keep saying, anyone that thinks Manchester City are going to go from how we performed against Tottenham and Brighton, and then you're going to see a performance against Manchester United that makes you think, yes, we can now challenge for the league. Bro, this isn't aimed at you, by the way. I genuinely think, like, you need to go and get your head looked at, right?
By the way, I actually think we can win at Arsenal playing like that. We did it 2 years.
We'll come into that later. But there's also, for that to happen, there's also a bit riding your luck as well and taking your chances, because Arsenal are a fucking good side and defensively they're very good, right? So we're not going to get the same space. But it's baby steps, right? We can't go from here to here. Like, and this is realization. Anyone that thinks, oh no, it's fine, a couple of tweaks and we're going to be back.
Nah.
Pep's a genius, but he's not fucking that good, right? We have, and this is the thing, I was on a show with a Liverpool fan earlier. They're talking about how, hold on, you're expecting these players to combine, and like you're expecting Vertson and Nketiah to already, not Nketiah, and Ekitike to link up already and be doing X, Y, and Z and this and this and this. I'm like, okay, I agree with you. And it seems fine when Liverpool are saying that, they're getting that, right? But for us, we're expected that with all the injuries we have and all these players that have only played X number of games together, that, and also that, yes, we are lacking fitness, that we're going to be there. But what I'm saying is I do look at that Manchester United game and I see, right, the things I've said. First and foremost, anyone that, like, and we've had the conversations, we've rinsed out the conversations all summer on Donnarumma and Trafford. Yesterday, we saw so many times what the difference is with having a goalkeeper of Donnarumma's standards, right? Now, again, say it straight away. Do I think that when the ball was played back to Donnarumma a couple of times,
everyone's waiting for a mistake where everyone's like, oh my God, here we go.
And do you know what?
Everyone in the stadium was, mate.
I thought he did when he did that shot once to give out. I was like, oh, he's done it.
There was a few. Does he give me the utmost confidence? Nah. No, he doesn't with his feet. However, right, he's been at the club for 2-3 days, firstly. Yeah. And secondly, what I did like as well, which is very impressive to me, and I'm going to say I'm pretty certain Pep Linders, one of those guys will have had the conversation with him. But you see, and probably some of it is also Donnarumma. But you see Tottenham, you see how, and you see probably all the games Trafford has started in, that Trafford still seems very, maybe because Pep thinks he's better with his feet, I'm going to allow him to play out from the back. And maybe also because Trafford has more confidence with his feet. But because of that, we saw mistakes. Donnarumma, none of that. It was just putting his fucking...
He won't take a chance. He's too experienced.
And that's the thing. Now, whether it's Pep or him, either way, I don't care. For City, the fact that we have a keeper. And do you know what? There was a Chelsea fan on with LB on Saeed's channel earlier, and LB's response was that he basically straight away said, look, we need to talk about shaky feet Donnarumma, right? And then LB goes, oh, we really going to fucking... Really? You want to... And then he goes, yeah. He goes, bro, does he not look a bit shaky with his feet? And LB goes, I don't fucking care. He kept a clean sheet and made fucking some worldy saves. Bro,
and he also caught everything or punched it. I've never seen him so commanding at corners and free.
Yeah.
You know what? Normally I'm a bit like shaker. The guy was punching everything. He was catching everything. I'm like, my word.
You could see him coming out from a mile with his massive arms like a wallet every time.
Not only that, his knee sliding in front of those rag bastards at 3-0.
That's a cool hero right there, isn't it?
You look at the save. They all go to him. But
this is the thing. Right. I think I said this. I might have said this on my 5 things, that with Donnarumma, and he's captain of Italy, right? There seems to, and weirdly, look, him and Haaland, I don't know how they fucking know each other, but they seem to have a bit of a friendship, right? Already, yeah. Now, you know,
the same age, aren't it?
Yeah, probably.
I reckon it's youth football, that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's got to be. They've been at a high standard for a long time, them too.
But there's things like being a leader is a thing, yeah? Sometimes you just have it, right? And for me, I saw it yesterday straight away. The confidence, like a leader knows that and 8 new members of staff today, right? So
yeah.
For you as a manager, the first thing you want is these new members of staff to fucking go all out for you, right? You want these guys to ride for you and do whatever you say. Listen, you'll be a good manager, but you want them to have your back, right?
Well, first thing I want is then to listen and learn, to get up to speed.
Yeah, fair.
If I'm being honest, we work in a desk at a desktop, so I think it's pretty different. But I want them to buy into.
Buy into what you're doing. But
buy into how we do things.
Oh, I can't lie. We're different types of managers. Then I'm kind of more the. I want people to.
You're like whooping them.
There with the
no. The opposite, bro. No. You've got
That's
that.
I'm not that type of leader.
No, I'm not. You've got that completely wrong. No, bro, you've got that completely wrong. What I'm saying is, I'm the type of manager that will let people. If we're quiet, they can have a fucking 2-hour lunch break, 3-hour lunch break. I will not work someone too hard just because I'm the boss. That's not smart. But I would expect them to respect me, and therefore that if all of a sudden something came in that needed to be done right now, that they had enough respect for me that I said, look, all that time I've had enough. Can you work an extra hour because we need to bang something out right now? But anyway, what I'm saying is, bro, it's almost like with Donnarumma. He knows one of the key things at the club is he needs the fans to have his back, right? And I don't know if Haaland told him. I don't know if someone told him, but doing a knee slide in front of them lot, was just. It's just a leader.
I think he's just sent that. I think he's just gone, fuck it, you're having it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Proper knee slide. Arms way, fuck off.
It was the thing is as well, right? That if we're looking at yesterday's game, let's remove the tactics from it for a second, right? There was a lot of things for me that were just. We needed this yesterday, and it felt like a bit. I mean, Martin, you said it's the loudest you've heard the Etihad since potentially Madrid.
Yeah, big up the North Stand, by the way. The North Stand led the way yesterday. We loved it. Gotta give the North Stand a bit of love.
And by the way, I can confirm my mate I live with, who's from London, who supports Man United, I showed him that video and he wasn't too happy with it. So, but no. So it felt like yesterday we needed that. Like, we needed that a lot. Obviously, the Ricky Hatton news, rest in peace, Ricky. There's a lot of things written in the stars. The Donnarumma debut in a derby. Foden's first game back. For me, Foden's first game back, and the Ricky Hatton thing as well, with the fact that, you know, Foden knows Ricky's son, he knows Ricky. And there was a lot of things written in the start. It's almost like, you know, that pressure cooker. And yesterday, it was a bit of a release. But Donnarumma, for me, the one thing that I loved, and I think you spoke about the corners, right? And I don't know how you lot feel about keepers that punch the ball.
Mate, punch it all day to reach the halfway line.
Right. So I'm not too keen on it, but there's a reason why. Because I often find that when keepers punch the ball, sometimes they fuck up, right? However, I can't lie, yesterday, every single punch, bro, that's taking someone's jaw off if he lands that.
You won't want to be on the end of it.
Yeah,
It was when he actually messed up. If you remember, he kind of messed it up, but then recovered from it really, really well.
Yeah.
And that's where, listen, he's done it. Do you know what the problem is with Donnarumma? He's always going to get compared to Edison. Because I want to go back to the style of play. I think if you ask the majority of fans, and I'm only going off the people I hear and I speak to and I listen to and I read, I think people want what we had 2 or 3 years ago, just with a different set of players.
Yeah, just a new
and
Edison.
Just bring it all right back again. And I don't think that is just ever going to happen. I think we had a very special group of players that had worked for 6-7 years. People forget it took us 7 years to win a Champions League. 7.
Yeah.
We had to go through a lot of heartache, a lot of brokenness, a lot of we ain't good enough.
Yeah.
And it took a long time of building and everything else.
Back. Yeah.
And that's just basically, you know, what Pep talks about when he said about 2016. I'm not saying we're right back to where we were, but we're right back to right. That team's done. They are legends. Thank you. We'll never forget you. But if we keep comparing everything moving forward
to the treble seat, to the pinnacle,
we are doing the Man United whole.
Yeah, it's comparing it to the pinnacle, and we have to remember
that was the pinnacle.
Yeah, I you know what? Like, shout out to Edison. For me, Edison is my City legend goalkeeper. Wise Joe Hart with a close second, right?
Yeah, but Edison's the best keeper we're ever likely to have in the club. Purely for the way he changed football. He literally
And he loved the club. Listen, he loved the club. Like, no, don't anyone ever get it twisted. Edison fucking loved Manchester City. And I did think about Eddie yesterday, right? When I saw the Donnarumma knee slide and, you know, all the cheering for Donnarumma, I thought, poor Eddie, because we know all Eddie ever wanted to see was City love, right? That's all he ever wanted, yeah? And yesterday I thought, he's probably going to sat there thinking, fucking hell, I wish I was there, man. But I've got to give a big shout out to all the City fans in the ground yesterday, right? Because Pep came out on Friday or Thursday in his press conference and he said, you know, we're well aware of what goalkeeper we're getting, and we're well aware that he's not Edison, right? Edison is and if anyone wants to correct me on this, please correct me, because obviously, listen, I'm old, I haven't been around for 100 years. So, but certainly in my lifetime, Edison is the best goalkeeper with his feet I have ever seen, by quite some distance, to be frank with you, right? So, for Pep to come out and say that, but then a mad shout out to all the fans in that ground yesterday, because from the first time Donnarumma touched the ball with his foot, from the first time he came out and punched the ball, every time the City fans were loud and cheering him, right? And straight away, that's what you need. Listen, we've got Amarin right now, who's fucking telling all the fans that he cares about the club more than they do, when deep down we know he doesn't. That's the last thing you want, is where you've got fans that hate the manager that clearly hates the club, right?
You've got players. You look at Bruno Fernandes's press conference, and then Amarin comes out and says the complete opposite and basically calls Bruno a liar.
Yeah, this is
he's telling me he's not wrong here.
But I don't know if you lot, because obviously Martin Pulper, you were at the game. Sorry, you didn't come over. Did you come over for it?
No, I'm banned for Derby, so I couldn't.
Oh shit.
Oh,
okay.
Not by the club, but because my mates in the last 4 times I've been to Derby, we lost. So
Oh, right.
That's like me on away games at the minute. I got
Hey,
banned on away games.
there was two reasons why I didn't. There's two reasons why I didn't go to the derby. The first one was because I didn't want to, I would have gone up there for 2-3 days drinking. I haven't had a drink for 2 weeks. So actually 2 weeks and 1 day now. So I'm trying that again. Man. Yeah. I'm trying
that's worth a like.
So that was one reason. The second reason was because of the derby last year where we lost. And I kind of thought, I don't know right now. That was in the back of my head as well. But just quickly on the other thing with Donarumma before we move on to the defence, what I loved is, and I think earlier on, I think in the first game of the day, right, we were watching it, Liverpool-Burnley, I think it was, and I was talking about how when there's corners, that players have to get round the defender to defend, round the goalkeeper to defend the goalkeeper from the forwards, right? And I'm kind of thinking, is that a waste of the defenders? Actually, should the defenders be watching the fucking players that are coming in? Now, Donarumma yesterday, he ain't having none. Bro, I saw at one point, United players were trying to get close to him. He just pushing 2 at a time. Get the fuck away from me. Like, he's not asking. And then the best thing is, when he sees that ball, he's going through you.
Is he 6'6"?
Yeah.
He's probably got a 9-foot reach.
And he knows it.
No one's getting near that. If he wants that ball, no one's getting near it.
This is the thing as well, right? My nephew used to play in goal. He decided to play in goal for a bit. And the one thing I kept saying to him is, okay, if you're going to be in goal, you've got to be brave, right? But you have some advantages when you are the goalkeeper. The first one is, you can fucking dive on the floor and wrap your body around it. You can hold the ball. So if you run out, even if the ball is at someone's feet, if you fucking dive at that ball and grab hold of it, it's yours, right? Secondly, again, you can jump as long as when you're in your area as a goalkeeper, you've got to be doing something that is clearly a foul, right? If people are pushing you and you just run through them and put your hand up, and that's the thing. He's brave all of a sudden. And I think the confidence that he must be giving our defenders already after one game.
Yeah. You could see it. You could see how they reacted to his little high fives everywhere, mate. It reminded me when we first got Diaz was getting the high fives and all that sort of stuff, the camaraderie, and when you know you've got a winner there.
Yeah.
He's been there.
He's a leader as well.
Animal.
Yeah, he's a leader.
Yeah.
He's a leader.
Everything we're saying is where we were with Edison. Edison was doing all that. He was getting all that when he come in.
Yeah.
And Bernardo, I'm going to sound awful. Unfortunately, some players have got a little bit, I don't want to use the word stale. I think it's a bad word, but I think we started taking some for granted. Pep said, "You've won everything."
Yeah.
Maybe motivation went a little bit. They've won every single trophy they possibly can.
Yeah.
It's either now money or they want to win more stuff. There's not much more left to sort of do.
No. And when you high five so many, Martin, for all different kind of situations, it's just it kind of loses its thing about it. But I just want to say, when we talk about punching.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did you see Donnarumma when he played for Italy in the last game?
Yeah,
just about punching. He punched that ball straight in his own net. I'm just saying, I loved him yesterday. I'm just saying he has that one in him, and I was very happy when in the beginning of the game when he went to punch the ball. I was a bit afraid because I just watched those highlights for that game, but after the game, I was very, very confident with him. Yeah. On the corners.
That save from Mbeumo yesterday, that right there is why he's going to be our number one goalkeeper. He's 26 years old.
Yeah. Sorry, did you see the other one?
He did? 10 years. He's going to play for 10 years.
Do you know what? There was one that again, you guys being there, you might not have seen it, but I think Neville picked up on the technique, right? But the technique was firstly, his placement is naturally very good, right? Secondly, his feet are phenomenal, right? But there was this one save that he made where the ball kind of floated a bit and he jumped ridiculously high up in the air and he kind of almost did a basketball push down into the ground and then caught it. It was very, most keepers would try
and... That Sesko one?
Yeah, I think it was.
When everyone's made out like it was some super shot. It was like curling about 2
No,
miles.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't a super shot at all. And this was a beauty, right? Now, there are some goalkeepers. Ramsdale was a perfect example, right? That what Ramsdale would do is with that, the shot really wasn't that good. But what Ramsdale would do would jump, right? And would push it like far. Like it would just push it up
punch
in the
it out,
air.
punch it out, rather than just a bit of composure.
But with Donnarumma, he did this weird thing where it's like, oh no, this is light work. It was so comfortable,
elegant, man. It's like an elegant float.
It was kind of like he just tapped it into the ground and just caught it. Just everything he did was very comfortable. It was like a slow-mo save. I think that's a really good way of putting it, to be fair. No, I think for me, with that, what we've got to be said, look, we spoke about Claudio Bravo before against Man United, right? Mm-hmm. Debut. That maybe wasn't such a good debut. Yeah. Yesterday, from a debut point of view for Donnarumma, that was exactly what you wanted to see. It's the type of confidence. Now, I'm just going to put this out here. I've put it on Twitter, but I'm just going to put it out there. We're going to address it on Wednesday night's show anyway, Jacob. But, we're just going to put it out there, Jacob.
Any goal from any player.
How am I the hater, by the way? I'm the one to.
Sorry, that's not it. I'm not gonna release that one yet. I've got the other one. I've got the other one.
This is his Twitter beef.
Yeah, so many clips, man.
No, I haven't.
Clips.
No, I haven't.
You're lying. Show us the screen. Show us the screen.
I've got loads of clips, but I haven't got this one. But Jacob knows I've put it on Twitter anyway. But Jacob's been calling Donnarumma out, and then after the game, I think he might have had a change of what some might call.
Diaz, to be fair, Jacob, he did some flip flopping on Diaz and all.
Bro, there's three. I have three. I have three clips.
Yeah,
I have three clips of Jacob. Now we're gonna move on. A couple of super chats. Firstly,
Diaz.
Firstly, can I confirm I can confirm the family stand was amazing. Yes.
It's not the family stand. It's now the North stand. Let's stop calling it family. It's not Gary Cook anymore.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
Right, and then appreciate the super chat. Next one was hold tight YHB, who's saying it's City. I'm in love. There's only one Ricky Hatton. Absolutely. Do you know what? People anyone that doesn't like any of the younger lot. If you go on YouTube, right, try and find the clip of when Manchester went to Madison Square Garden to back Ricky Hatton, right? Because that is taking over a city. It was absolutely phenomenal. God, I got goosebumps then.
It was talked about on BBC Talking Balls tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is what I said yesterday. It was a bit of a weird one because obviously he is a City legend, 100%. But he's also a Manchester legend, and he's also a British boxing legend, right? So it's kind of one where
working class hero, isn't he? Like a proper genuine working class hero guy. Yeah,
exactly that. And man.
Can I just say, by the way, just on that very quickly? Sorry, jumping. Big up to Danny yesterday.
Yeah,
that destroyed him doing that, and he wanted to do it, and you could see. And when it stopped, Natalie and him were upset, and everyone had gone to him and.
Well, you wouldn't have seen this from at the ground, but the camera went on Pep during the minute, right? And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm about to cry, you kind of can feel your body stiffen up a little bit, like you're trying to. Especially if it's in public, you're like, I don't want to. Like you're trying to fight it a little bit, and it looked like it was getting to. I was a bit nervous then because I'm thinking, fucking hell, is Pep getting emotional here? But I don't know. I do feel like, look, we know that Pep is a big family man, isn't he? Especially with everything he's been through recently and whatever. I don't know if it seems to be got to him a bit, but ultimately we channeled it perfectly. Now, let's move on to the defence. Super chat from Craig Nightingale. Khusanov at right back. Fantastic Donnarumma save. World class. Haaland looked sharp. Second half, Foden, good to see back. That win was for Ricky Hatton. Absolutely, and appreciate the super chat. But, I mean, ultimately, Gvardiol, Diaz, Khusanov, and Nico O'Reilly, and it wasn't a 3 at the back.
And he dropped Nunez, and he didn't play Rico.
That's Pep. Hold on, we're going to glaze Pep in a minute. We're leaving the glazing. We're glazing.
All right, we're glazing as
we'll listen. We're not at the pink. We're not at the pink jammy yet, right? We're just on the original glaze at the moment. So for me,
we're at the what?
The original.
The original glaze.
The original glaze is
why is he naming Greg's Donuts? He's not even...
No, original glaze is just you know, that's Krispy Kreme. Because for me, pink jammy is the elite of donuts, right? Bro, if you get jam and you get icing, for me, I'm here for it.
Oh, the caramel custard. It's gotta be.
No, that's a northern thing, custard. I'm not northern. I'm from down south, bro.
Can I ask something which is not football, but Pulby, are your face very red? Have you been in the sun? Or is it?
No,
is it just me?
No, it's not as bad once you got
close. Like, mate. I have been on sunbed, to be fair, but not for a couple of days.
I don't know if my screen, but you just seem so red. I thought,
yeah, no, it's blood pressure. No, it's not. All the lighting.
No, but I mean, but those three at the back. Can anyone, like, for me? I think Khusanov maybe put in a challenge that maybe a bit early doors, but we knew that was going to happen. He made some really important interceptions down that right-hand side, some really fucking good interceptions. His reading of the game is so good. But as far as our defenders, especially those three, we'll deal with Nico O'Reilly in a minute, but the three centre-backs, I didn't really see him put too many feet wrong.
No.
I think
Diaz was a colossal at the back.
Yeah.
And I think that's helped by the pace around him. But yesterday, he sort of like rolled back the ears a bit and just went back to solid Diaz. Didn't have to do too much with his feet, which is good. Just all you got to do, mate, is judge your interceptions. Boss, he absolutely bossed that Sesko. Sesko's like 3 inches bigger than him. He bossed him to pieces. And I put a post out, but he definitely won a lot of headers and a lot of barge. He had him in his pocket for the whole game.
He's always better when he has pace around him, showing who's on.
Yeah, I think not having to pass the ball around too much side, not having to do just bypass that, let him defend, and have capable defenders around him. Is what is the best part.
Yeah, nail on the head. That all of them just defended. There was none of this running out, playing out, trying to be fancy. Khusanov didn't have to go bearing up the right hand side to whip crosses in. It was just all. Fashion. We said it all last week, didn't we, Daps? Basics.
This is it. Back to. Do you know what?
Basics.
Do you know what? This is a thing. And look, I am gonna glaze Pep on the fact that Pep is definitely adapting and things are changing, right? But it's things that, like, what's frustrating me at times, and not just this season, not just the first 3 games of this season, but last season, is things that I think have been, and I think a lot of our fan base have thought are very obvious, right? Pep hasn't seen, we've thought, right? And it's just like, and this is the thing, and do you know what? I'll even be honest, people in the chat that said to me, and Nobbins last week, when I was trying to say I would play Khusanov at right back, Nobbins straight away, but Daps, he's not a right back, you know, Pep is very keen on his right back being involved in the build-up play. Now, I hear him, and at times yesterday when Khusanov maybe was stepping into midfield with the ball at his feet, again, it's a bit like Donarumma with his feet. He's not Cancelo, okay? Right? No one claims that he's Cancelo, but defensively, he's a damn sight better than Cancelo, right? And that's the difference. Now, where we are at the moment is we need defenders that can just fucking defend. Right. And that's what we got yesterday. We got a group of players. And by the way, I'm not trying to say Khusanov is now bad with his feet. What I'm saying is he's a defender that can pass the ball. Okay. But I just think the interceptions yesterday of him down that right hand side, they didn't get a sniff down his side for me.
I think I'd have a concern though. I'll voice this. Now, how many slide tackles did he win yesterday? 4 or 5? He won quite a lot where he lunged, didn't he? My worry is, if he gets that wrong against a faster, better winger, then he's out of the game.
Did you see? I can't remember. Was it Diaz? Someone came up to him and just went, "Relax, just calm."
Stay on your feet, sort of thing. Yeah,
should have been Bernardo.
No,
it wasn't. Do you know what? I think it might have been Foden. No, I think it might have been Foden. Because I saw Foden going up to Khusanov a couple of times and kind of saying stuff to him, which is quite interesting because obviously we've got to remember Foden is probably, like we've said, in the future, Foden probably should be one of the leadership groups. So with the younger lot, Foden should be going up and just kind of, especially Foden knows about a derby. He's the one that can tell him all about a derby. So
if he comes up against, I don't know, let's say a Pedro Neto on the left wing or something, and he skins him and he rips into pieces, then Khusanov's out of the game. He's done. He can't play no more because you guarantee you're doing it again. Yeah, that's my worry and you can see that naivety in him because there's a few ways yesterday where he won them, but you can see against a better player or a bit more luck on the other players, see other team. He misses those and he's getting away with one and the next one's getting booked. And then you know what Pep's like. Pep will drag you straight off.
I think as well, the important thing is knowing, right? So Diaz, and this is not just on him, this is on Diaz, right? To be fair, that Khusanov is the one with pace, right? So if a team is countering us, it should really and truly, if anyone is going to go to ground, it should be Ruben Diaz, right? It should be Ruben Diaz that comes over and goes to ground, and it should actually be Khusanov that is going and covering, right? Because he's got the pace. He's the one that can get back. But this is a thing, and this is kind of a bit like I was speaking with the whole Reijnders, Foden, and Rodri in the middle. We do have to remember that with Khusanov, Diaz, and Gvardiol, they haven't really played much together either. And with the added bonus that they then had a goalkeeper that, you know, it's the first time they're playing with, things can only get better. It's not going to get better overnight. Si, what do you think of O'Reilly?
I think it was great. At this point, I would probably start against Arsenal. I thought he had the tougher of the two sides to defend, and
definitely tougher, yeah.
And I think it was very good. I think he plays better at left back, even though he's a midfielder. Only critique I have of him is that he needs to be more aware about his surroundings whenever he's fighting for a ball that comes from high up. Too often when that happens, he hoofs the ball or give away a position where he has time to do much more than that. But very solid. I would start him again. Right now, I wouldn't change the back four. I would go with that again.
I've been champion. I think it was probably round. Did I say it on Tuesday last week when on Boys in Blue? Did I say I'd start O'Reilly over Aït-Nouri? This is before Aït-Nouri was injured. I was saying I'd start O'Reilly because I was kind of thinking, look, if Gvardiol is back, Gvardiol-Diaz partnership last season was really good with O'Reilly.
No, I did say Ake. I thought Ake, but we were thinking more, when we got defensively solid back line. Because here's my thing, I don't see Khusanov as a right back. I don't see I'm just going back to just four defenders at the back. That's my version of it. So I didn't see John Stones as a right back in the treble season. And the thing with O'Reilly, what I did notice yesterday, because he's got, talked about the triangles. O'Reilly was involved in a lot of that. If you look at he was. Everything we were doing was, because yes, he was being targeted. And I thought for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, thought he looked a little bit nervous. Yeah. A little bit. Again,
but
he had Gvardiol next to him. But he had Gvardiol next to him. And that was Gvardiol's first minutes.
Yeah.
He hasn't played since, when was it, Club World Cup? June?
Yeah.
He hasn't touched the pitch since June.
Yeah. I think that, but this is a thing that we do have to remember where we are. We do have to remember that this is players coming back, right? And actually, this is why I keep saying things can only get better. Now, I do agree with you, right, on the quality of what we're playing and the fact that, look, this was Manchester United. And for me, it was the perfect game for what we needed, right? And there's a bit of me, and now we've got De Bruyne, McTominay, and Haaland fresh off of a goal, right, to come on Thursday. And then we've got Arsenal away. Now, in an ideal world, with the Manchester City team that is still trying to gel, after getting a really good result against Man United 3-0, I would absolutely love that the next game would be a bit easier, right? And the next game would be get a bit of momentum going. But you know what? This is just where we are. And I just think at the moment, like Martin, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Haaland. Let's talk about the way that Arsenal play. Is that what you're thinking? That hold on a second. If we play the way we played yesterday, as far as soaking up the pressure, right, and countering, then that's probably at this point as good a chance as any as you're going to get against Arsenal.
Yeah, I think it's, and again, like I said 2 years ago, we won 3-1 there, exactly virtually the same way we did yesterday. We had 33% possession, 36% possession at the Emirates. Yeah. And we played them on the counter. Remember, he played Bernardo at fullback, and we all went, what? Where's that come from? You go to the Emirates and start trying to, right now with this team and play tippy-tappy quality, let's go football, you'll get another 5-1 slapped on your head. You're not in that moment right now. There's no Saka, there's no Saliba. So this is
Saka should be back. Saka probably is back.
Oh, they're talking about him, man. Well,
no, he's on the he was on the bench at the weekend, so he's definitely back in training.
We'll see then.
But either way,
I didn't know that.
No, and look, by the way, actually, interesting bit.
Are we playing to the opponent's strengths or our strengths?
Well, for me, we should be playing to our strengths. This is the whole thing.
Exactly.
Look, we should play to Haaland's strengths, and maybe
Saka wasn't on the bench, bro.
He wasn't on the bench.
No.
Oh, someone told me he was going to be on the bench. Maybe he wasn't.
Him and Saliba are both out.
No, so I know Saliba's out, but Saka. Arsenal fans were telling me all week on streams that he was.
That's because
fine and he'd be on the bench.
But he wasn't on the bench.
Okay, well.
We'll learn about him on Tuesday when they play.
No, you're right.
Can we talk about that for 1 second? That they're playing on Tuesday and we're playing on Thursday, which is fucking criminal.
Yeah.
How are we playing Champions League on Tuesday?
Arsenal fan say that. An Arsenal fan said the exact same.
That'll go really down negatively with a lot of people, and I'm sorry. It's just my mindset right now. I'm going on Thursday because I go to what City, but I'm not that bothered about the UCL this year.
Hold on, have you been watching me?
No. Just my general knowledge of it is we've got to. My focus is all on sorting out Premier League.
So Martin, the two things. Firstly, can you remember me, you, LB did a show back in last December, right? This is when we were in a really bad run of form, right?
Oh yeah.
And I started saying, and this was December, not January. I started saying, look, for me at the moment, I don't care if we don't qualify for the Champions League knockout stages, because I feel like at the moment, with what I've just seen for the last 2 months, we're not going to be able to win the Champions League. And I don't want to, with the injuries we've got, I don't want to go for both, right? And then come short in the Premier League, right? And then end up not getting a space for next season when we might be ready to challenge again, right? That was last season. Now, I did say the other day on a stream, I think it was last Wednesday when I did a call-in show, I said, I know there's a lot of people, because there are elements of our fan base that put the Champions League over the Premier League. I know that if you ask Steve which one right now he would rather win, I know Steve would rather win a Champions League. When we went on that channel, he said that, right? Me personally, I'm with you, Martin. At the moment, do I think what I've seen right now, we are good enough to win a Champions League? I don't. However, treble season.
We get Madrid, Barcelona, we get our asses.
Yes, hold on. Right now, based on and that is where I'm saying, so maybe we're not ready to go for another Champions League. However, we were all there during the treble season, and let's not do again revisionism. We weren't good treble season till about February.
No, I agree. By the way, I'm not listening. Champions League. I'm not saying I'm not bothered, but you know, I need to. My focus is on Carabao, FA Cup, Premier League, not in any particular order. Is, you know, I don't know what it is. I think I want to get that winning feeling of silverware back into the blood, even if it's just. Sorry, this is going to sound so low standard, and I apologise. This is just my viewpoint. I want to get a Wembley in March and lift that Carabao.
No, I agree.
That's what Liverpool did for a long time.
I hear that.
If they couldn't win the Premier League and they couldn't win the big two, they were still picking up trophies. So that winning mentality is still sort of. And I want these new players to experience that. Lift the trophy,
Yeah.
see how it feels.
I agree with you on the
Us
Carabao.
winning the Carabao 4 times in a row is also massively underplayed in
Thank
our
you, Si.
then past success. So I agree with Martin on that. I really want
I do.
us
Do
to
you
go
know-
with that.
So what you said there about it being underplayed, how you're spot on with that, right, is because I remember, like, we'd always win it 4 years in a row, and we'd always say this is so important because it's the first taste of blood for that group of players, and it makes you kick on and want more, right? And that used to just get downplayed and downplayed and downplayed until Liverpool won it and Trent came out and said it. And then every sudden, every Liverpool fan's going, yeah, actually, the Carabao is one of the most important trophies that you can win because it kicks it on. I agree with you two, on that one as well. But right, we've probably spoken a lot about other people. 3 players for me. Doku, we've got to give him serious praise, haven't we?
He was a speedboat with 2 drivers yesterday. He had a driver and a backup driver with him.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm
Nah,
gonna
appreciate
bounce. I have to head to bed.
Big up, Saj.
So,
Loving the
Love
chat as well.
Si.
cheers, all
Smash
of you.
it, smash
Cheers,
it.
chat.
Smash it like W's in the chat for Si. Love Si.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Do you know what? So here's the thing as well, though. Speedboat, absolutely. But he was a speedboat that also, it's like he had new AI fitted, right? And his decision making was better, right? I also think, I don't know if maybe because Nico O'Reilly was playing on the left, that Pep had decided, you know what, Doku, you got a bit more of a free roam today, because he wasn't hugging that left side all the time.
No, he was more central. And not only that, I don't know if you noticed it, Pulper. He didn't have like 10 minutes to think about things.
No,
everything was instinctive with him.
He was direct. He was super direct. He got the ball and ran. He was just direct with the ball and run with the ball. None of this, get the ball on the left wing and do a little bit of a shoulder drop and then drop it down the wing and come back to the fullback.
I said something yesterday, people shocked at me. Do you know what he reminded me of? And some of you may understand me, you may not. So from way off.
You didn't know me 10 years ago, did you?
No, I'm talking about back to Leroy. Do you remember Leroy Sané? When Leroy Sané had to have a think
that went straight over your head.
Yeah, I know. When Leroy Sané had to think about things,
yeah,
he got caught in 2 minds.
There was another one. There's a better one than that. The ultimate overthinker when he had too much time was Sterling.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. And that's where I think if we can get, because yesterday Sabinho, by the way, what wing did he come on when he came on?
Bro, these are all the things that this is what I'm saying. Look, when I've said about the giving Pep time, giving him 10 games, then I'll form my own personal opinion on what I think we're capable of and whatever, yeah. The whole thing I've always said is it's based on seeing if Pep is learning and adapting.
There was no cheerleaders. Did you notice there was no rah-rah cheering going on?
He told him to sit the fuck down, not today.
There was none of that yesterday.
Oh, he said, I'm having this one. No, but do
you think he's learning, or do you think he's actually just genuinely been sat there and realised that we've got a problem, but the only way we can fix it is by doing the best we've got?
What did he say on Friday?
Maybe.
Friday?
Go on.
I will adapt to these players. Because he got asked about Donarumma and he said, but I'll adapt to them.
But last year when he weren't trying other stuff that everyone wanted, it was probably for a very good reason. The result probably would have been a lot worse if we'd have gone with
a separation from his wife. That was probably taking the main issue of his life up.
And also, let's be clear. This is a thing that if we look at Pep over the last 9 years at the club, Pep always does his tinkering early doors. When it gets to the back end of the season, he goes with the tried and tested. And the back end of last season, he didn't really have the time because we'd had that shit show. So when it got to the back end of the season, he was like, listen, probably a bit like you said there, Pulpy. It's a bit like, damage limitation. We're going to go with what we get. We're going to get Champions League football. We're going to go again. So Doku, brilliant. Yeah, popping up all over the gaff. Shout out to Doku and I think Doku put something out. Him and his other half got baptized yesterday, so he knew it was going to be a win.
You're going to go to Haaland, aren't you?
No, I'm going to go to Phil. I'm just going to go to Phil.
Oh, yes, the fisherman.
I'm going to go to the fisherman. It was written in the stars for him, bro. It was like from the fact that he did the interview before the game, right? And then he started the game off well, very well for me. And I'm not going to lie. Look, anyone that watches South Stand knows. All last week I was saying I would have started Bernardo in the middle and I would have started Foden wide right. He didn't. He started him in the middle, which is something I've always wanted, but that for whatever reason we haven't really seen too much. And he completely fucking controlled the game for me. Like everything went through Foden. He looked sharp. He didn't look like
right
someone.
back at the end. Did you notice? Sorry, left back. He was all over the gaff.
After watching a couple of the players on that pitch, right? And look, I'm going to say, of course, the overall fitness of the squad, we're not in the best of places, but that Foden performance does not look like someone that's been injured for the last couple of weeks. That looks like someone that maybe. And Martin, I've said it all week, for the last 2 weeks, I've been saying Foden and Gvardiol, right? The way they came off from that training session didn't look like they had serious injuries, did it?
No. I honestly, Gvardiol was an Achilles, but the trouble was all we heard was Achilles reportedly.
Yeah.
We never knew if it was a strain, a pull. Obviously, it's not a snap because he'd now be in a bloody brace and you wouldn't see him the rest of the season. So we didn't hear anything. And then when I watched it back this morning, even the commentator said, because Pep talks about him getting him in, smiling, being happy again. It's never about an injury. This has all been about and I'm going to be careful because obviously we know what's happened over the weekend and the rumours, there's no confirmation of things. But mental health is a massive thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's talked about way too much. And people talk about these footballers like they are robots and they don't have a personal life and they don't see, read and hear things and they don't have things going on in their backgrounds that we don't know. We don't know.
Martin, just to say on that is the thing. And a few weeks ago, obviously, hold tight, MCFC. I know he doesn't watch the channel anymore, unfortunately. But when I mentioned that last season, we did all know that Foden did have, and this is the thing, it's not me creating a rumour. Like Foden came out and said he was struggling at times, right? It is important, firstly, that we do talk about it, right? To know that it's not just us that struggle it, that footballers struggle from it. Footballers that are earning 250 grand a week have problems as well, right? Our minds I got told by a counsellor once that that our minds are like far more powerful than any computer you can ever imagine. But the problem is that your minds will happily take control whenever they think that you need them to. They will take control and they will feed you whatever type of information you have. So if you're in a bad place, they presume
as my counsellor, and I'm seeing a counsellor now. I don't mind making that public. I see a counsellor on the weekly with what's going on in my life, and they said but my biggest question was, and I think they said all families. Some will fight, some will fly.
Yeah.
You always get that one person in your family who becomes the head of the family in a death or a medical issue or even a wedding, good things. You always get the leaders come and they want to, we'll get this sorted out. Not everyone wants to do that. Some people are just happy to be in the background and stay in the shadows. And that's okay as well. And I just think we don't look at it, and I don't want to talk about Phil Pearl, but just in general, even Edison, Akanji, all this stuff that's gone on, they are human beings. They live, they breathe, they have blood, everything running through their body the same way we do.
It's what also it's not also look on that sort of side of things. Someone like Phil Foden might not pay much attention to social media, but his family will, his girlfriend and wife will, and his people around him.
He said yesterday, we've not seen the interview, Paul B said he's seen it all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But some people won't see it, but they'll still be affected by it through third parties. So you can shy away from all you want, but eventually you will crack from it. And if it's not necessarily you that's cracking, his wife, his girlfriend, somebody.
That's why he fishes. That's why he goes fishing. To get away from it all.
He does 100%. That's why he went off to Grimsby last year for, I think, round. And Andrew, thank you. Be kind. My whole thing is that it is you know what the beauty of this channel is, and this is why I love the South Stand. We can talk about real life things. It is a community. That's why, I don't ever encourage people on other channels to. I've said if you're not City, it's fine. You don't need to follow my channel.
Is Andrew sober now? By the way, he wasn't sober yesterday when he was texting.
but the thing is, right, with when we talk on his mental health, I really don't like when people go, "Oh, you're just making excuses for him," right? And this is such an important thing that I was saying during the summer, and I said last season that as somebody that has suffered from mental health, I can tell you now. Probably, I mean, listen, it's probably been going on my whole life, but when I think my brain went bang and I think I almost had a meltdown was probably about 2016, right? So what are we, 8 years on? I will never be the same person again, right? My brain just doesn't move the same anymore. I've never used to be negative. I can be negative at times. So when you get in these places, right, it is a big thing. So when people are going, oh, no, it's an excuse, he's not got an injury now, he should be back. You can get over an injury. You can also get over mental health, but also sometimes it can be very difficult. And I think it's very important we are kind and we give him a chance. And listen, if you are a City fan, because we know rivals will always tell us, stop making excuses for him, right? But if you are a City fan, like, it's your job to fucking have his back and say, nah, you know what, listen, if he's on the pitch and he's not performing, right, I get it. And by the way, I've also said as well, if Foden hadn't come out and made a statement, then I wouldn't be giving him excuses. But if he's come out and told us, that he's suffering from mental health, to then be going, we don't care, he needs to be better. It's just like, do you know what?
Yeah, that's just
do better, man. Like, because, and this, thank you. This is a spot on thing with the Ricky Hatton thing. Like, to tell someone do better, like, and this is to anyone out there as well. Like, I once had a friend who basically was an alcoholic, and one of my mates went to his dad and said, look, your son is really suffering. You need to be there for him. I've tried, but ultimately you need to. You're his dad. And he said, no, we don't do that. We're strong men. We don't. It's fine. He's fine. Listen, the guy passed away, drunk himself to death, right? So this whole, no, just get over it. Help people. Do you know what? You're right. Get over it. Help people get over it. Speak to them. Problem shared is a problem halved. So Foden for me, and the one thing I really want to say from a football point of view, what I loved is the first goal was it a difficult header? No, not really. But guess what? His energy to make sure he's getting and arriving in that box.
Sorry, I'm laughing. But put Super Twins. I've been starting the car parks. Did you see the queue, Super Twins? It took me an hour and a half to get out.
Again? Oh, right, afterwards.
Blue car park. Even getting in. That blue car park is a nightmare.
So with Foden, it was the way Foden, his hunger to get into that box. And this is one of the things last season, again, we didn't have runners hitting that box. So Foden hitting that box and his desire to score that goal. Now,
he meant that.
Oh, yeah, of course he did. Do you know what? Bernardo scored one similar to that in the Champions League treble season, didn't he?
Bayern Munich or Real Madrid?
I swear he scored one similar to that.
Real Madrid, wasn't it?
I think it was Madrid, yeah. Yeah. It was a good header, but look so Foden
pumped the badge.
Yeah, but do you know what? That picture, it's done the rounds. Everyone's probably seen it on Twitter, right? The picture of Foden in when he's ran over to the fans.
Yeah.
Have you seen the picture? And it's a lady has got a hold of him, and I don't know who that is. I don't know. Someone would probably grab it, and it might be true, and say, "Oh, that's his grandma or something," or it could be. There's many things it could be. Ultimately, all I saw was an older City lady that fucking loved that kid, right?
Yeah.
And it was the way Gvardiol was looking at the woman's face to see what she was saying. Because she was holding Foden and saying something. And if you look at Gvardiol, you can see Gvardiol is looking at the lady, kind of like reading her lips. And it just, as a City fan, straight away, you're like, that's what we needed. And then, look, I'm pretty certain Steve mentioned this on his video. People, go and make sure you check out Steve's match reaction. But we've spoke about it. that, you know, obviously Steve sometimes speaks to players, and after the Brighton game, a certain individual and Steve had a chat, and the guy was saying, you know, listen, everyone needs to calm down, but we do understand today wasn't good enough, but we know where we're going wrong and we're gelling. Give us time. But listen, we know we've got them lot next. We know we've got Man United, and there's not a chance that they are coming getting anything off of us. Trust me. Go out there, Steve, with chest. And do you know what? When someone says something and they back it up, that's all I can ask for, right? And from minute one, Haaland yesterday, sensational. I mean, a man that was like, even the pass. Did you see the assist for Reijnders? I know Reijnders didn't score, but you see that pass from Haaland?
Yeah. And that was breaking their play down. We trapped them, we sat deep, broke the play. And by the way, the best sub I've ever seen in the world. Lenny Euro for Harry Maguire for Lenny Euro. What are you thinking? Sorry, what was you trying to do at that point? Had you given the ghost up?
But you know,
Haaland,
Haaland's done this season. Haaland's made a few passes like that, you know. Haaland's passing is starting to not be spoke about enough.
Me on the exact shit
no, I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I mean, listen.
It's Liverpool Glaze. You're one about Glaze.
It's Liverpool Glaze. Look, for me, like the one thing I would also say right now with Haaland is, listen, that guy, because everyone would right now, Liverpool fans' argument, and let's be consistent, Liverpool fans. Your argument after getting a 1-0 94th minute penalty is that, listen, as champions, it's about mentality and it's about getting the job done. And do you know what? I 100% agree with you, right? So when we're talking about Erling Haaland, we are talking about a striker that came to the Premier League and in his first season won a treble, right? Broke every single record. And the one thing that I would then hear is, yeah, but, you know, what about Norway? Well, he's literally just put Norway on his back and carried them to a World Cup, right? Now, in the meantime, from what I'm seeing, Gyökeres and Isak together are struggling to put anyone on their back, to get anyone to a World Cup. So, look, but forget all of that. The moments for me with Haaland yesterday was that little 2-3 minute spell where we had corners coming at us, right? I think he made 4 interceptions.
4 clearances. It was just perfect.
You're looking at a future, like, you know, maybe sometimes players don't end up a captain because it's just to do with times of when other players are there. But I've already seen a leader on the pitch with Haaland.
Did anyone feel we looked a lot taller, a lot like a bigger team yesterday?
Yeah.
And this is not a dig at Rico and others. I'm not doing that, but we looked. I thought we'd become a very smallish.
Well, O'Reilly came in, Gvardiol came in,
Haaland, that's what I mean.
Khusanov came in, Haaland, and you've got Donarumma, who's the tallest guy in the whole picture.
I think you've got Donarumma. Yeah, I think you got Donnarumma, who's saying now, right, straight away. And if you think a pecking order, right, Donnarumma's probably going, these 2 tall fuckers, don't worry about them. I've got them. So straight away,
this area here is mine.
Have you seen the tweet from Graham Bailey, by the way, today?
What's that?
About Trafford's reportedly going to look for a low moving John.
Okay, well, listen.
Which is a shame. I do feel
it's a shame.
Bad before the name.
Well, that could be, and listen, sometimes that's what's needed. So let's see. But the one last thing I was just going to say as well, it was, who was it I wanted to speak on? Oh, right. The last thing is this Donnarumma Haaland thing. Do you think Haaland, like, we're going to start seeing the best of Haaland because he's going to start getting more space? Because if people, listen, we probably have a season. We're in a beautiful place right now, which you could probably say Arsenal were in the first season they were in a title race with us, right? Where no one really played, no one played low block against them too tough because no one thought Arsenal were going to be that good. And Arsenal looked really good, right? Do we think that at the moment, with the vulnerability of City and the fact that Donnarumma maybe, you should press him, that we might start seeing Haaland getting more space?
I think there was signs last season for me. Go back to the Newcastle-Chelsea game. Do you remember? Because if you look at the two biggest performances for me with Haaland was the Chelsea one, when he was bullying, where we were going long ball a bit more direct. And if you look, Haaland was getting involved more than ever.
Yeah.
And then there was the Newcastle game when you had Mamouche and you had that Mamouche-Haaland connection sort of clicked a little bit. And this is why I think, and that's why I'm not surprised with the way we're playing. Things are not done by accident. Things are not done by chance. I think last season, while we were in a bit of a glub, how do we get the best out of this big man? Yeah. How do we get this big man involved more? Because I was critical. I'm like, one-on-ones, he needs to come on. Where is it? But the way I'm looking, in a way, I'm looking at it because I've got to jump in a minute, so I'll just be very quick. Yeah. An evolution of. Do you remember Aguero? How Aguero changed?
No, who's he?
So just some nobody. Right. This is Aguero evolved as a footballer under Pep. He used to be that deadly striker in the box. I remember there was that rumor there was a bit of unsettlement between them because he had to come back and press and get involved. And I'm sort of starting to see similar patterns with the big man. I mean, by the way, he's now 90 goals in.
Yeah.
Have you seen where he is on the all-time City goal scorer list? Yeah. He's been here for 2.5 bloody seasons, 3, whatever it is.
3 seasons.
He's going to be knocking Aguero and everyone off.
He is. He's look the way he's and this is a thing though as well. Like yesterday, clinical as well, very clinical. Yesterday, he had the bit between his teeth. Like you could see
the one that he
missed the hardest one. He missed the hardest chance, didn't he? The easiest chance. Sorry.
Yeah,
but this is the thing. Reijnders missed one.
Reijnders. A few people have said yesterday Reijnders he wasn't that good. For me, I think Reijnders a couple of times maybe was trying, especially in the first half, he was trying to
slack passing, weren't he?
Yeah, trying a little bit, trying too hard. But you know what? I can't lie. When the game gets stretched, and if we look at Wolves and if we look at yesterday, when the game gets stretched, Reijnders breaking, is a fucking threat, man. And this is what I think Haaland. If we are going to play that style of football, if you have Haaland and another player that can kind of keep, because Reijnders is pretty quick, right? If those two can keep up with each other and feed each other, I think there's a lot of it's going to look very good. And Foden, like I keep going on about Foden. I think Foden was brilliant. And Bernardo as well. I think Bernardo actually put a shift in. And I think Bernardo was quite good on the right.
2 halves. First half he was garbage, and then we all joked. We said he had an orange juice at half time. I don't know what he did. He seemed to have a vitamin C and got a yard of pace from somewhere second half. Because first half he was flopping all over the gaff, and the second half he was like tackling again. I'm like, well, he's woke up.
Yeah. But I do think everything was right. Even, do you know what? Just to say, the substitutions, I think when we saw the substitutions, we saw Savio come on the left, right? And we saw Nico Gonzalez come on to replace Rodri. And I just thought...
And then nearly give a goal away straight away.
Yeah. Agreed. But he didn't. But ultimately, listen, we're in a lot better place than we were this time last week, right?
Yeah.
Till Thursday night, we got beat.
Well, listen, there's daggers. And at the moment, they've got McTominay, they've got Haaland, and they've got Kevin De Bruyne, right?
Right, let's just be real. De Bruyne was finished at sea. He's playing in fielding. McTominay couldn't get in Man United's team.
Please,
I'm going to carry on. And Haaland is absolutely dog shit.
This is getting clipped.
Don't care, clip it. I'm telling you now. We're making him out like there's some sort of Ballon d'Or trio. Come on.
We're not. I'm just making sure. I just don't like tempting fate and karma.
Can we do the glaze on KDB after the game?
Yes.
I don't want to do this looking.
He's the enemy
now.
There's
still a game to get done on Thursday
he's the enemy.
night.
We'll see what comes after.
Yeah, spot on. That's my point.
Business now.
That's my point.
Hey, listen, I'm happy with the 5-1 win. Yeah.
5-1 and KDB can get the goal.
KDB's
got the goal. Let him score first. I'll take that. Let him score first and celebrate with that. We'll all cheer for him.
You're giving me a heart attack. There's no need for that.
But no, and listen, this is what I've always said, that football is a mad game. I think Grizz Khan said it probably 5 years ago. Football is a humbler, and that is exactly it. I think that the one that got me was that season where I think we lost to Leicester 5-2, and then Liverpool went and lost to Villa, and then United went and lost all the same Sunday, right? And all of us as rival fans were kind of like mocking the other one. It's like,
yeah.
Be careful what you say, because football can swing around very quickly. Wolves, before the season started, no one was scared of City. Wolves, we blow them away. Wolves are City are scary. 2 games, City are lost. We're done. Now we're back here going, well, who says no? This is football.
The way people want
15 games without titles and all that. 15 games in, then I'll have a
you've already said you think we can win the league. So
treble, boss. We're gonna
win treble.
I didn't say treble. Those treble father.
Treble. But
the treble season started out shit. Let's be honest. Anything could happen.
And let's, bro, exactly that. I will never ever forget that Sunday night in February, we lost to Tottenham. The next morning, wake up to 1-1-5. A few days later, we're drawing away at Leipzig. And I'm thinking, fucking hell. Next minute, after that, Haaland puts 5 past Leipzig, and the rest is history, right? So that is how quickly, that is literally, in fact, no, after Tottenham, I think we then went and drew with Nottingham Forest, where we were 1-0 up. Then we went to Leipzig. So listen,
yeah, that Forest game we were done for. Remember, we were winning out, never mind trouble.
Well, I remember me and Steve at the Leipzig game after we'd drawn 1-1 away, and we stayed in the ground afterwards, and everyone was walking past, and both of us were a bit pissed off. And they were going, "It's all right, we'll take him back to the Etihad and do him." And I kind of was like, that's great, but I'm not just looking to do Leipzig. I want to fucking win the league. I want to win the Champions League, and drawing 1-1 with that Leipzig team when we're 1-0 up is not good enough. Well, what do I know? Next minute, we've won a treble. So football can change quickly,
and we got beat at Tottenham, and we were thinking we got beat, we were doom and gloom. We were finished. The charges come out. We were off down to League 7. And then all of a sudden, we were in Istanbul 5 months later going, let's go. You're like, where'd you go with this? Oh, I'm beating those in an FA Cup final.
Hold on. And the maddest thing is that actually, think about it. In February 2023, we were due to be in the 3rd tier of English football by the summer 2023. Right? Yeah. We are now soon to be in October 2025. And it hasn't even been, we haven't even had the first decision yet.
We've had the APT before we've had the 115K.
Anyway, listen, the one last thing I will say, Manchester City fans walk around with absolute chest for 2 reasons. Firstly, we sent them back to the swamp 3-0. It seems to be, we quite like 3-0s against him recently. So 3-0. Secondly, walk around with chest knowing that unlike Everton, unlike Nottingham Forest, and unlike Chelsea, we are innocent, right? Until then, we are out. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Alan. He's gonna have some interesting takes.
Fabio, shit. Doku, shit.
And until then,
if it gigs it to the end of the season.
Burra,